I have heard the murmurs, I've heard the complainings of the children of Israel, making it Pacific, which they murmur against me, which they complain against me, saying to them, so the Most High said, saying to them, tell them this, as truly as I live, and he lived forever, said the Most High, as ye have spoken in mine ears, remember his ears is jealousy, so will I do to you. So will I do to you. What I heard, that's what I'm going to do to you. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness. And we say your carcass, your dead bodies shall fall in this wilderness. And all that were numbered of you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me. You done complain, but you really don't know who you complaining against. You complaining against the Most High. You want to use man as an example, but you really complaining against Mr. Jealous himself, the Most High. So your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness. So your dead body's you're gonna die right in this wilderness. And all that were numbered of you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me. Doubtless, ye shall not come into the land, concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, say Caleb and the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun. But your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised. Yeah. We say little ones will be a prey, take the children and burn them in the fire and so forth. He talks about that. Destroying the children and so forth. Following the ways of the heathen, these other nations. That's why the Most High said, ain't none one of y'all going into the promised land. Look, go to Psalms 106 and 38. Let's read verse 37. It says, yeah, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of the gods of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood. Thus were they defiled with their own works, sacrificing their sons and their daughters, and went a-whoring with their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of the Most High kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred, he hated his own inheritance, as it is written. We the children of Israel, and he gave them into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them, these heathen hate us, and hated us then, ruled over them. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand. Period. That's what the Most High is telling us in Numbers 14. Verse 31. But your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, and sacrificing of the devils, burn them in the fire, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised. But as for you, your carcasses, they shall fall in this wilderness, and your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years, and bear your whoredoms, going against the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, until your carcasses be wasted in the wilderness, till all of y'all die. Look, we came out of Egypt, 600,000 men, strong army, without women and children. You hear what he just said? So he killed 599,998 men. Killed all the women and let the children, the little ones, go into the promised land. Verse 34. After the number of the days in which ye searched the land, even 40 days, each day for a year. So each day for a year. We searched the land for 40 days. So each day, he said, for a year. Shall ye bear your iniquities, even 40 years, and ye shall know my breach of promise. So you're going to know that I'm serious, and I'm not going to break my promise. I, the Most High, have said, I will surely do it unto all this evil congregation that are gathered together against me in this wilderness. they shall be consumed, and there shall they die. And there they shall die. And the men which Moses sent to search the land, who returned and made all the congregation to murmur against him by bringing up a slander upon the land. The Most High say, look, go, this the land I'm going to give you. You don't care nothing about who's in charge, who's ruling over this land. Most High say, this the land I'm going to give you. The men came back murmuring, complaining, they too big, the people there are too large, you know, they giants, how are we going to take them down? Even those men that did bring up the evil report upon the land died by the plague before the Most High. Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were of the men that went to search the land, lived still. And Moses told these sayings unto all the children of Israel, and the people mourned greatly. They started crying greatly, letting them know, hey, you're going to die. You don't know when, but you're going to wander in this wilderness 40 years till all of y'all die. All the adults. That's why we're looking at, you better be giving the Most High the praise. Don't be murmuring, because a lot of times you murmur against him. You think you murmur against man, you murmur against the Most High. He have everything set up as he wants it. You go against him, you take a big chance of just what you see here. And just like he told Moses he can't go into the promised land. Aaron, he told Moses and Aaron they're not going to the promised land. They didn't go into the promised land. They didn't make it. Look at Deuteronomy 32. And we already know how the Most High say he dealt with Moses mouth to mouth. Not in no visions and no dreams. Moses was the meekest man on the earth. That's why you got to be very careful of what you do and what you say. Deuteronomy 32 and 48. And the Most High spake unto Moses that selfsame day, saying, Get thee up into this mountain, Abarim, unto Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab, that is over against Jericho, and behold the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel for possession. So he told him, come up into this mountain, and I'm going to show you the land that I'm getting ready to give to the children of Israel. For possession. Verse 50. And die in the mount whither thou goest up, and be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron thy brother died in Mount Hor, and was gathered unto his people. This is why. Because you trespassed against me among the children of Israel at the waters of Meribah, Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin, because ye sanctified me not in the midst of the children of Israel. So you gonna tell me that you gonna take all the praise? You didn't give no praise to the Most High? Oh, that's right, you more powerful than Moses, because you at another time, day and time, right? You better think again. This is what he said. Because you trespassed against me among the children of Israel at the waters of Meribah, Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin, because you sanctified me not in the midst of the children of Israel. You better give the Most High the glory. You better learn how to say, praise you, Most High. Praise you, Most High. You don't hear it much. Somebody want to give you all the glory? What scripture is your name? Chapter this, verse that. You the one that had holy men write the Bible, I guess, right? All we doing is being messengers of the Most High. Better give him all the glory. That's what he told him. Look, once again, why did not Moses make it to the promised land? A man that the Most High said, I deal with Moses mouth to mouth. Not in no visions or dreams. He didn't kill Miriam. He killed Aaron. They gotta die. They already did. His sister and brother. Verse 51, because you trespass against me among the children of Israel at the waters of Meribah, Kadesh, speak unto the rock. Must we fetch ye water? And I read that, I emphasized that so you would hear him saying this. When you told him, hey, the glory of the Most High told him. Mashiach Yahushua as an angel, as a spirit told him, speak unto the rock. And the rock shall bring forth his water. Then everybody say, glorify the Most High, praise the Most High, praise the Most High. But when Moses allowed the children of Israel, they already always been chiding against him, going, complaining, murmuring against him. Hit the rock and say, must we bring forth? Must we bring forth? Must we bring forth water to you? He hit the rock. Instead of speaking to the rock and let it bring forth his water, Most High, shall bring forth your water. As it come forth, all praise the Most High, praise the Most High, praise the Most High. You can't glorify and sanctify the Most High enough. Angels is always before him. Holy, 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 before the Most High. Trembling. Here it is, mortal man. These are examples, y'all. These are examples. That's why I say the righteous scarcely gonna be saved. Don't get too high-minded just because you. That's why I say knowledge puffers up. You better humble yourself. He that exalt himself shall be abased. He that humble himself shall be exalted. You better understand these simple principles. It might seem simple, but it's a whole lot to the Most High. Because you see here, verse 51, because you trespass against me among the children of Israel at the waters of Meribah, Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin, because you sanctified me not in the midst of the children of Israel, among people. All praise to the Most High. Among the people. The people seem like they're giving you glory, exalt. You got to give a praise to the Most High. Yet thou shalt see the land before thee. I'm going to show you the lands. Yet thou shalt see the land before thee, but thou shalt not go thither, into the land which I give the children of Israel. Ooh. Can you imagine that? All that time, Most High was dealing with Moses. And he showed Moses all the land that he was going to give to the children of Israel. And he told them, you got to die for not giving me praise, bringing forth that water out of that rock. That's why I keep telling you, I can't say it enough. The Most High, whose name is jealous. It's a jealous power. His eyes behold everything, even the things you think are in secret. And his ears, we read it. His ears are hearing everything also. I mean, you look at how he told the children of Israel, one of them, except for Joshua and Caleb, are going to go into this land that he's showing Moses now. And this is what we're waiting on. They're going to the promised land that's promised to us, the same lands. It's going to be New Jerusalem. It's going to be a new earth and a new heavens. And you got to purify this place with fire. But if we're worthy, Most High will, we have an opportunity to make it to the kingdom of Mashiach Yahushua, for him to show us of the Father and how to be righteous and not make mistakes before the Most High for 1,000 years. Deuteronomy 34:4. And the Most High said unto him, this is the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, unto Jacob. See how he's dealing with? That's who the Most High say he is. Exodus 3:15 and 16. I'm the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is who he is. Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. This is the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob. Abraham had a son named Isaac. Isaac had a son named Jacob, saying, I will give it unto thy seed, to your lineage, to your children. I have caused thee to see it with thine eyes, but thou shalt not go over thither. Man, that's the last thing he's telling them. I caused you to see the land with your eyes, but you're not going to go into the land. So Moses, the servant of the Most High, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Most High. And he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, over against Beth Peor. But no man knoweth of his sepulchre unto this day. See? And Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, he could still see perfectly, nor his natural force abated, still strong as ever. And the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and mourning for Moses were ended. And Joshua took over from that point. Well, let's go to Exodus 15 and 24. Exodus 15 and 24. Showing you how the Israelites, we as the Israelites, just complaining. 15 and 24. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? See? Complaining against Moses, what shall we drink? Verse 23, and when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore the name of it was called Marah. Right? And the people murmured, complained against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? Complaining. Murmuring means complaining. What are we going to drink, man? And he cried unto the Most High, and the Most High showed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. So he showed him a tree. Cast that tree into the waters were made sweet. There he made for them a statute and an ordinance, and there he proved them, and said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Most High thy power. See, you on point now. See? You on point now. He's giving the praise to the Most High. If thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Most High thy power, and will do that which is right in his sight, and will give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians. For I am the Most High that healeth thee. They came to Elim, where were 12 wells of water, and 70 palm trees, and they encamped there by the waters. See? That's all Moses has to do. He already had the right way. He said, hey, listen to the voice of the Most High thy power, and do his commandments. Same thing we have to do today. This is what's going to work. Don't get it twisted. Nothing else going to work except for what it is that we see our forefathers have done. This is what works. I mean, he made the bitter waters taste sweet. Look, Exodus 16:1. Now he done made the water that was so bitter sweet. Here we go. This is us. And they took the journey from Elim, and all the congregations of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after the departing out of the land of Egypt. So this is right after the departing out of the land of Egypt, 15th day of the second month. What happened? And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness, complaining again. I mean, they've seen all these miracles, all the plagues the Most High put on the Egyptians. 10 plagues he took them through. And here we are complaining, murmuring against Moses, like some of you might be murmuring against men of the Most High of today. But you really murmuring against the Most High because we only bringing His word. Verse 3. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to the Most High we had died by the hand of the Most High in the land of Egypt, which we had died by the hand of the Most High in Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full, had bread enough to fill ourselves up. For ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Man, that's terrible. But it is what it is. And that's how our people are until this day. Look. Go to Wisdom of Solomon. The first chapter, 12th verse. From what they just said, wish we'd have died, right? Wisdom of Solomon, first chapter, 12th verse. Seek not death in the era of your life. Hear that? Seek not death in the era of your life, Aaron, as you live, and pull not upon yourself destruction with the words of your hands. Excuse me, with the works of your hands, like it. And pull not upon yourself destruction with the works of your hands. The things you do to destroy yourself. For the Most High made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things, that they might have their being, and the generations of the world were helpful. And there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. For righteousness is immortal. You hear that? To follow the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, you can live forever. That's why Mashiach Shai said there will be some here that will never see death. It's immortal. But unrighteous men, with their works and words, called it to them. Called death unto them by your words and your works. For when they thought to have in their, for when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught. They consumed to nothing, and made a covenant with it. Made a covenant with death, because they are worthy to take part with it. It's real. Say, because they are worthy to take part with death. And that's our people. That's what we have done until this day. Still doing the same thing. Haven't never learned, because we have not ever been shown the true truth. And it's sad because we look for something that is not ever going to be there because of our attitude or the way we think. Look, go to Ezekiel 28. And look at verse 6. Ezekiel 28 and 6. It says, therefore thus say the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because thou hast set thine heart, which is your mind, as the heart of the Most High. You think you know the mind of the Most High? Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am the Most High, I am the power? But thou shalt be a man, and no power, in the hand of him that slayeth thee. Thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken it, said the Most High. That's why you better understand how important it is to praise the Most High and be righteous in his eyes and not be wicked as the wicked, because those that think that they're so high-minded and can stand before the Most High as the Most High, I mean, you have them that pretend that they're the Most High. Look, can't say that. Here go his only begotten Son, right here. You got it right there. Put it in their face. In all the churches, most of the TBN, everywhere. It stood up to deceive the whole world. And our people love it so. So when you understand how important it is to not follow the way of the world, the way the world is set up to send you straight to hell, you got an opportunity. Go to Psalms, the 78th chapter. Psalms, the 78th chapter. Look at Psalm 78 and 10. They kept not the covenant of the Most High and refused to walk in his law, as it is today. Covenant was made with who? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, to the 12 tribes of Israel. And forgot his works and his wonders that he had shown them. Marvelous things did he in the sight of their fathers, in the land of Egypt, in the field of Zoan. See? I spoke on it, here it is, in the scriptures. He divided the sea and caused them to pass through, and he made the waters to stand as a heap, water on this side and water on that side. We walked through dry ground in the daytime. Also he led them with the cloud, and all the night with the light of fire. Same thing we just read about. He clave the rocks in the wilderness and gave them drink as out of the great depths. How much water came out of those rocks? Say, like, drink as out of the great depths. A whole lot of water. To water the people, So we could have water and the beast. He brought streams also out of the rock and caused waters to run down like rivers. And they sinned yet more against him by provoking the Most High in the wilderness. And they tempted the Most High in their heart by asking meat for their lust. Yeah, they spake against the Most High. They said, murmuring, complaining, can the Most High furnish a table in the wilderness? That's what they said. Behold, he smote the rock, that the waters gushed out and the streams overflowed. Can he give bread also? That wasn't enough. Can he give bread also? Can he provide flesh for his people? Therefore the Most High heard this and was wroth. So a fire was kindled against Jacob, who was Israel, who are the Israelites. And anger also came up against Israel, because they believed not in the Most High, as it is today. We ain't under his law. We ain't got to do what he say do. Because they believed not in the Most High and trusted not in his salvation. That's why he let them die in the wilderness. Though he had commanded the clouds from above and opened the doors of heaven and had rained down manna upon them to eat, and had given them of the corn of heaven, man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full, filled us up, gave us everything that we could imagine, full to the brim, still complaining. He caused an east wind to blow in the heaven, and by his power he brought in the south wind. He rained flesh also upon them as dust, gave us quails, and feathered fowls like as the sand of the sea. And he let it fall in the midst of their camp, round about their habitations. So they did eat, and were well filled to the brim. For he gave them their own desire, whatever you desire. They were not estranged for their lust, but while their meat was yet in their mouths, chewing their meat, before they could even swallow it, the wrath of the Most High came upon them and slew the fattest of them. The one ate the most, the biggest ones. The wrath of the Most High came upon them and slew the fattest of them. It smote down the chosen men of Israel, killed them. They was eating, their meat was in their mouth, but they could just swallow down. Most High took the fattest of them and the chosen men of Israel and killed them. For all this, they sinned still. Seeing this, seeing them die right in front of their face. For all this, they sinned still and believed not for his wondrous works. Therefore their days did he consume in vanity. They mean nothing. Their days didn't mean a damn thing to the Most High. But they were damned to death, and their years in trouble. When he slew them, then they sought him. When he killed us, oh, we won't do it no more, they start getting scared. When he slew them, when he killed them, then they sought him. And they returned and inquired early after the Most High. And they remembered that the Most High was their rock, and the high power their redeemer. Well, I'll say we read it over. And they remembered that Mashiach Yahushua was their rock, and the high power their redeemer. The Most High, our redeemer. Because you see here, you have two gods here. And they remembered that God was their rock, and the high God their redeemer. See? Because the Most High called him Mashiach Yahushua God. You know? Because he is the power. He's our power. We Mashiach. If you don't know that, then you're going to know it. Because it's written. You're going to go to where it's written. Look at Psalms 45 and 6. Psalms 45 and 6. Listen closely. Thy throne, that powerful authority, O God, is forever and ever. I'm going to read it just like it's written. Because God is dog spelled backwards. The Europeans invented that word. I'm going to read it like it's written. Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. The scepter of thy kingdom is a right scepter. Rulership. Thou lovest righteousness and hateth wickedness. Therefore, God, thy God. Now I ask you a question. Do the Most High have a God? Is there a God over the Most High? Is there a power over the Most High? That's two gods right there. Therefore, God, thy God, have anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. So, if you want to understand this according to what it's saying, let's read it again. Thy throne, O power, Hamashiach Yahushai, is forever and ever. The scepter or the rulership of thy kingdom is a right scepter or rulership. Thou lovest righteousness, which is keeping the laws, commandments of the Most High, the statutes of the Most High. Thou lovest righteousness and hateth wickedness. He hates wickedness, the things that people do that's against the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Since y'all say y'all love him, he said, you love me, keep my commandments in John 14:15. And hateth wickedness. Therefore, God, therefore, Mashiach Yahushai, thy power, the Most High, have anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. You see that? So now, that's two gods there. Therefore, God, thy God, which is thy is your God, has anointed him above all the other angels. Because it gives you the clear indication. Go to Hebrews, the book of Hebrews, the first chapter. Mind you, we're coming back to 1 Corinthians 10:2, so we can get still some understanding within there. But we're still looking at how, man, Israel murmuring, complaining. Look at Hebrews 1 and 8, I believe, yeah. But unto the Son he said, this is what we just read in Isaiah 45th chapter. But unto the Son he said, thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. Now it's giving you who it's talking about. But unto the Son he said, thy throne, your throne, O God, O power, is forever and ever. A scepter of righteousness, the rulership of righteousness is the scepter of thy kingdom. So we're going to rule in righteousness according to the laws of the Most High. Thou have loved righteousness and hated iniquity. You love righteousness and hated wickedness, sin. Therefore, God, even thy God. So we just read in Psalm 45. Therefore, God, even thy God, even your God. Therefore, Mashiach, even your power, hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. See? And thou, Mashiach Yahushai, in the beginning, have laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the works of thine hands. See? That's what you see in here. Look at Hebrews 1. And 5. Well, let's look at verse 4. Concerning Mashiach, being made so much better than the angels. So he was made better than the angels. as he have an inheritance obtained a more excellent name than they. This is Mashiach Yahushua. Well, it's taking you back to the old, showing that he's the angel, the spirit of the Most High. For unto which of the angels said he at any time, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. And again I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. Which one of the angels? Just a moment.